Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another relaxed hunt in the Hunter Call of the Wild. And today, we're hunting the Verhugana Savanna, an African biome home to many African animals. And of those animals that we'll be hunting today, in preparation to take a picture of, is the lesser hoodoo. And I would also like to get um, some warthog as well. So let's see the wildlife of this area. And one of the first ones that we may see is the blue wildebeest. Now, these are large buffalo type animals, and they can get up to 270 kilograms and stand almost 2 meters tall. They are gregarious and wary. They live in the short grass plains as well as the dense brush. They have an excellent sense of smell, good hearing, but poor vision. Now, this would make them pretty aloof, and this may be an advantage to us with their poor vision. There are sedentary herds of about 6 to 10 females and their calves. Males form bachelor groups, so we'll typically find females in herds by themselves, as well as males by themselves in herds. Silver herds will aggregate when resting and grazing to form massive congregations of thousands or more. And I would like to stay away from that as there is a risk of stampede. These creatures are most active in the early morning and late afternoon and require at least a class 6 ammo. The buck snortweeze collar is also another piece of recommended equipment. Next on our list is another type of buffalo, the Cape buffalo, which are larger than the blue wildebeest. They're aggressive and resilient. We'll find these creatures in the swamps, floodplains, grasslands, and forests of the savanna. They have very good hearing and vision, and they live in large mixed gender herds and typically smaller family units, with some younger bulls living in smaller bachelor gangs. Most active during late morning until the afternoon and evening. But these animals require a very large caliber of ammunition at class 9, which we do not have with us right now. Up next, we'll be looking at the lesser voodoo. And this is a smaller creature that only get about 100 kilograms in weight and about a meter tall. They're skittish and shy. They prefer to live in the dry thorn brush of the heavily forested regions of the savanna. They have excellent hearing, very good vision, and sense of smell. Adult males are typically solitary, but females and families will live in small groups. Most active in the early evening to the morning, and require class 4 ammo, which we have. Now, this is what we're going to try and at least get a picture of today. Up next, we have the lion. Now, these we know are large, large, and dangerous animals because they're territorial, curious, and confrontational, which we have no plans on confronting the lion. We know that they live in the savannah and the lightly forested areas. They have legendary senses that make them an apex predator. They're solitary when outside of their prides, but males can form coalitions, most active from dusk to dawn, briefly in the afternoon. And they require class 9 ammo, which again, we do not have. Up next, we'll look at the springbok and the side striped jackal. Now, the jackal is a part of the Canis family, so typical of what we would see to maybe a coyote in the North American regions. These are skittish and occasionally defensive. They live in the woodlands, the bush, grasslands, and marshes, typically in areas with good cover that they can kind of go after their prey or hide from larger predators. They have excellent smell, good hearing, and excellent vision, so it may be difficult to sneak up on these creatures. They lived in mixed familial groups, of at least 12, or can be found in solitary males and females. They are nocturnal, but can sometimes be found active during the daytime. And they require a small class of ammunition at only class 2. Then we have the springbok, and these are our jumping type deer. They can leap up to 2 meters, much taller than us, and they are small at only a max weight of about 42 kilograms. They're skittish. They live in the treeless savanna and at the edges of dry lake beds. Excellent hearing and sense of smell, but not great vision. The adult males can be solitary or will form bachelor groups. Females live in herds and most active during all times but the main day and require a class 3 ammunition. And finally, we have the warthog, a member of the swine family. And these creatures are most notable for their large tusks. They're skittish and occasionally defensive. Their grasslands can be found in the grasslands, savanna, and the woodlands. They have poor eyesight but excellent smell and hearing. The males prefer solitude, while females prefer larger groups, exclusive during the daylight hours, and require class 4 ammo, which we have. Because today on our hunt, we were taking our trusty Moriarty Model 1894 in the 44 Magnum caliber. Um, and for our binoculars, of course, our trusty Vantage binoculars, our rangefinder, I want to try the Fox Pro 360 again, but I do prefer the more traditional collars of the buck snort keys and the wild boar collar. We're also taking our tree stand, sorry, our tripod stand with us as well. And as always, we try and start these hunts rather early in the day, about 0430 right now. And we'll start by, of course, making sure Ajax is well fed and that he is well praised. And we'll play with him just to get his demeanor up and excite and invigorate him for today's hunt. So to start out, our mission does give us a hunting opportunity right here. But I think that we will try and see what is near this lake bed and then potentially move up. But what concerns me the most is that we have hunted here before, and so we have low pressure. So I think it might be smart of us to move towards this lake bed, and then we can always refit right here. So I think we'll do that. I think we'll head north along this road and try and see what we find. So let's make sure we are oriented in the right direction and we'll head out. As you can see, that the savanna doesn't offer the thick cover of the forest that our other hunting environments do. So we'll have to make sure that we are using our tree stand in advantageous locations, such as um, hills like that have trees and bush on them, um, just to provide us that little extra concealment. And the scope I'm using has a uh, slightly less strength magnification, um, only due to the fact that the 44 caliber in this rifle doesn't travel as far as other calibers, so there's no need to have that sort of magnification. Okay, and there's the road. We're trying to, and in the distance, I do see some potential animals, or perhaps those could be signs. Let's go have a look. I just want to get away from that hunting pressure area as well. Okay, so we've hit our main road, and let's just scope out what we may find. Yep, so those were signs. And sometimes animals will tend to be close to the road. Now we do have some springbok. Um, I think I will let them be. Because again, if we go in right here, then we'll create that hunting zone. And I wouldn't want to do that and drive out any other potential prey, especially that lesser kudu, which we are trying to get a picture of. And if we spook them, we may be able to see them uh, hurdle away. But let's keep our distance. Because if we spook them, then we may spook some other animals as well. And we have what could be another herd of springbok. And we found a feeding zone for them as well. But what I would like to find are some lesser kudu. But we could take advantage of our position and hunt. Let's see if I can find my tree stand. Some lesser kudu. Sorry, some springbok. And there they go. I think we were much too loud. And that's okay. But we'll continue. We still have that herd over there. Uh, that one is much darker. Um, then it's Triads. I wonder if that is a rare type of species. So what I want to do is see if I can. Okay, so it is going away and setting up that tree stand. It's rather loud. Um, may have missed a opportunity, but there's another one with an interesting. Let's see. I'm not very confident that I can hit this shot from here, but I do want to try because a dark boat like that certainly seems rare. Um, let's do this since I don't know if I can get too close to it without startling it. What I can try and do is use that and see if I can potentially attract it. And I think just the noise generated from setting up my tree stand was enough to scare even that far herd away. You have some side striped jackal tracks and that earlier springbok herd. But we're just going to keep heading north, especially since we have this lake right here that could provide a great zone for many different animals to congregate. And what I could do is I could set up my hunting stand close by that lake and just kind of wait and observe the animals that come through. More road signs. Let's go inspect here. Oh, a scrub hare is giving a warning thump, notifying its other little prey that we are around. It would, I feel, it would be difficult to hunt. And look at this. We have that beautiful savanna sunrise in the distance. Wonderful. Okay. That looks like a some dark brush. We have a jackal fleeing and a springbok giving out a warning call. You can see them in the brush jumping away. There is a springbok there. And that is about 150 meters away. Um, let's see. Because I think we're far enough away from that watering hole to where we could potentially sneak up on it. See if we spot it. Okay. It is a level 4 difficulty, which typically means that it would give us a higher reward. But I think we better, yeah, I think we better continue on to that watering hole before it gets too late in the day. So, like I said, I'd like to photograph the lesser kudu and then also score some warthog as well. And there is a springbok, female one, and a blue wildebeest that is resting. A couple of them. Wow. But let's continue. Because I think as the sun comes up, we will see more and more wildlife hopefully make an appearance. I think I see some off in the distance. Yep, there is another. That springbok just does not seem to care about our presence. Jax. I would like to give you a treat, Ajax. You okay? It probably wants to get some. I know. We'll find something soon enough. Ajax needs to be a little bit more patient, but he does all right. And we have a thunderstorm. And you can hear it rumble in the distance. And we have a lion not very far away. Okay. And it's a female one at that. So it may be on the hunt, but it is scared of us. So we'll try and keep our distance because we'd rather not become hunted. Plenty of blue wildebeest have come through here. Let's see if we can find out what needs or is here. The blue wildebeest does in fact rest here. Okay. So let's slowly make our way through this denser brush. And I hope that lion isn't chasing him. But we're going to be on the defense. And see if we can't see anything. Because it very well may be chasing some springbok or buffalo. But I would definitely like to keep defensive posture. And we're almost to that potential watering hole. think we have come into a lion's feeding ground. Again, I'm just gonna stay, keep my distance. We're almost to our hopeful hunting location. You see something giving chase in the back there. Let's see. It is a female lion as well as a wildebeest. It is coming towards us, so let's just be very mindful of its presence. Okay, I think it's running away from us, which is wonderful. Some wildebeest droppings here. Just want to make sure that that lion isn't using its natural predator tactics to sneak up on us. Which I don't see it, so that's great. And I think I see another lion out there in the distance. And it's got a nervous posture. And that wildebeest may be signaling warning from us and not necessarily that lion. I like how we've already seen all manner of animals out here. And fantastic, we have reached this hunting hole. Sorry, watering hole where we will hopefully make use of a hunt. And there's a Spock. Stay. Let's see what we can observe. Oh, wow. It looks like Ajax is growling at something, but I'm unsure what. And it's a lion. So, unfortunately, our lion friend here did manage to hunt us, but in that altercation, we took it down as well. So let's see what exactly we have here. Um, we have a very large, at 237 kilos, male lion. We are able to get his skull as a trophy. He's a class 9. Um, we did get a silver rating only because we used the improper ammo type and we hit one vital organ. So let's see how lucky our aim was. Wow, directly into that lung. Okay, and I think what we'll do is we'll confirm our trophy. Um, we'll accept it and we'll get our cash reward. Because while, yes, we did manage to take it down, we did not effectively hunt it. Let's remove this waypoint. And I think what we'll do is we will try and find some smaller prey and regroup at the nearest shelter and continue this hunt later. Well, I hope that was at least somewhat relaxing, and I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you on our next hunt.